Hello, and a very warm welcome back to my dear listeners. This is your host Sharmishta taking you back to the graveyard where, well, let's find out what happens next. Riku stood in the shadows watching the man standing over a grave. The man bent down and began running his palms over the sides of the grave and over it. He seemed to be searching for something. Riku strained his eyes in the dark for a better look, and then, whap! Somebody had hit him from behind. Riku crumpled to the ground, losing consciousness. The sun had come up over the hills when Riku opened his eyes. He sat up slowly, touching the back of his head gingerly. There was a small bump. Riku slowly got to his feet. The graveyard was deserted. Riku walked back to the forest bungalow slowly. Jyotin and Raghav were at the gates. They pounced on him literally with joy and relief upon seeing him. "Where were you? We've been sick with worry. Where did you disappear?" "We were hunting all over the place." "Where were you, Riku?" The caretaker too had come out in the meanwhile. "Young sir, I hope you're okay. Where did you go?" "Please don't go roaming around here and there by yourself. The hills are treacherous." Riku merely nodded. Back inside their room, Jyotin and Raghav listened with shock as Riku narrated what had happened with him the previous night. "Are you sure it was the parish?" Jyotin asked. "I am absolutely sure, and also that the man is up to something. I intend to find out what." Raghav touched his arm. "All this doesn't sound good, Riku. Why don't we just attend the mountain worship and leave for home?" But Riku shook his head. "No, something mysterious is going on, and obviously the parish doesn't want anyone to find out. Mountain worship reminds me, isn't the local fair on today? Let's go. I'm absolutely fine anyways." After a quick breakfast, the three friends set out. The fairgrounds was a kilometer or so from the forest bungalow, and it was already buzzing with people. The local tribes were selling their wares: handmade baskets, scarves, clay pots, hats. At the far corner, a small Tibetan boy was selling antiques. Raghav loved collecting these and hurried up to the stall. The stall indeed had beautiful pieces. But Raghav's eyes moved to a cloth bag behind the boy. A stone statue was sticking out. "What's that statue? May I see it?" The boy hesitated for a few seconds before mumbling, "It's not for sale." "Never mind, young man. Can I just have a look at it?" The boy thought for a few moments and pulled out the statue. It was a hideous-looking one. The face was that of an animal. Eyes blazing, teeth bared. The sculptor had used his imagination to the goriest best in sculpting this. "What is it called?" asked Raghav. "It looks very strange." "We call it Mahakaal, the god of death." Raghav was about to ask more when there was a sudden activity all around. They turned to look. The local sellers were quickly collecting their wares together and hurrying out of the fairgrounds all of a sudden. It was a police raid. The Tibetan boy snatched the stone statue from Raghav's hands and stuffed it back in the bag. He speedily collected all his wares and got up. "It's a police raid. They don't allow us to sell our wares. They think we sell stolen goods." Saying thus, he hurried off with the sack of his wares slung on his back. The boys were still standing near the empty stall when a deep voice sounded behind them. "Excuse me, gentlemen." They turned around. A tall man wearing a black overcoat and trousers and a black hat stood before them. Around his neck hung a silver cross. The man addressed them again. "Excuse me. My name is Dick Fernandez, and I'm from Bangalore. Uh, did you see a young Tibetan boy around here? He sells statues and..." Yes, replied Raghav. His stall was here, and he just left. Oh, and where did he go? Raghav pointed a little way ahead. Down those steps. Why? Uh, nothing. Nothing at all. I need to find him. The man turned and hurried off towards the steps without another word. Riku remarked, It's the parish. Yes, and I was right. He is searching for something. Let's follow him, guys. A mysterious parish and an old stone statue of Mahakaal. Why would a parish need that? And where was the connection? Let's find out as I return soon with the next episode. Till then.